seen some people disowning their sons. What about Osaige? When we went to Foley, we were in Foley. It's many examples. You all know, you are Nigerian, so you know, we are African, so we know how an African father can be angry and say, you are no more my son. You all know. But this is a gentleman. His mother was pregnant with him, and the mother was afraid of she ever coming out to say she was pregnant. So what the mother did was, she tied her stomach so hard so that the stomach won't come out for nobody to know till it was time to have the baby. And then she went to the bush from Benin City and gave birth to the baby and ran back home. But there was a woman who found this baby in the bush, and she took the baby. But because the woman did not want to have trouble, she took the baby to Oba's palace and started shouting, "There is a baby in the bush." So the Oba summoned whoever gave birth to that child to come out. So this woman could not hide herself, because of course, when Oba has summoned the whole town, then you better come out, because they would also do rituals. So she came out, and the woman's grandmother took this baby. It is this baby that has become a son, and I think 3-4 weeks ago we were in Foley to ordain him as a pastor, and then also he took over the church that the Lord has given us in Foley. And the mother was there, and the mother was happy, crying at the same time. The miracle about this child, Usaigi, is that he is the only child of the mother. So we see mothers throwing their children away, and we also see fathers throwing their children away. My senior son, Samuel, in America, he became born again. He was thrown away. Then he found his father at the age of about 12, and unfortunately for him, he got born again. And the father was a rich man, but the father was into rituals. And the father said, because you have come to look for me, and you have now gone to carry another God, I disown you as a son. I'm answering your question, and I do not want to have anything to do with you. As a matter of fact, his father actually removed his shirts to fight with him physically if he decides to stay. Because when his father said, "Get out of my house," the man was a rich man, "Get out of my house," and he didn't want to go, the father said, "Okay, we will fight. If you can beat me, you stay, and I will leave." And he said he was shocked. And little boy, he left the house, and he went to stay in a classroom in a church where he got born again. So he sleeps in the classroom, and he will use the church banner to cover himself as his blanket in the night. And early morning, he will quickly wake up and hang the church banner and walk away, because Africa, we do church in everywhere. And this is how his life was. His father disowned him. You are asking a question, is it good? After many years, look at our son that God gave to us to adopt as our son. He would not like to even hear me say, "You are adopted." We take him as our son. He bears daddy's surname. And this son is extremely blessed financially. He is blessed, you see. And now, when before the father would die, the father saw him, and the father knelt down, and the father begged him. And just as the father knelt down, begged him, It didn't take few days and the father died. The father lost every money he has plus his house. And the father confessed that when they were pregnant of him, an angel came to the house to say, this child will be a son. His name should be called Samuel. After all that vision, he still didn't like the mother, didn't like many things about it. So he ran away, and the mother also died. So they were carrying him baby, and he was roaming about. He was just roaming about till he grew up. So is it right for a father to disown his child? The answer is no. Anyone who disowns his child will suffer it, because he lost everything. And that was his firstborn. We thank God for Saige's mother, that this is called divine intervention, that God intervened with this woman. And God, I've never seen a merciful God on the part of this woman. But I have a classmate who had a baby and threw away in a ditch. She never had any child till today. She's an ambassador. She has been an ambassador for years. Very rich, but nobody to inherit her riches. But in the case of Osaige's mother, God delivered her, because God knew her heart, that not that she wanted to kill the child, but because she was afraid of his uncle, because she was living with his uncle. So what are we talking about? It's not right to disown a child. You never know who that child will become. Am I speaking?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Papa Idahosa, I know most of you may not know him, but you have heard his name. The Archbishop Idahosa, the man of God who introduced preaching the gospel with prosperity, believing that he who served God should not be poor. This man is in records of history, life history. He was born and he had rashes and incurable disease on his skin, and his mother threw him on the dustbin because he was not anything you can keep. Have you heard the story before?
Yes.
Yes. He was thrown into the trash, a heap of a dunghill. That's how we call it, in a dunghill where they throw things away. And somebody saw the baby crying among the dustbin, the bola place, and the woman took this child, and then he started looking for the mother. So the mother cried and said, I don't know what to do with the child. This child has been born and his skin is always rotting, and we don't know what to do. We have cured, he never cured. Then the woman said, keep the rotting baby. If it is the will of God, God will heal him. If it's not God's will, let him die in your hands and go and bury him. The will of God may be done. He said his mother was the one telling him, when he brought him home, exactly 14 days, the disease disappeared. And he started growing up, went to school, and he's a great man. Until today, we are celebrating him. We must not disown children. Some of you boys have impregnated women, and for some strange reason, you act as if you don't have a son. You take your, or you don't have a daughter. You take your mind from the child, the woman. You disown the child, and you even make the woman to suffer. It cannot be well with you. Praise God.
Hallelujah.
Blessing is the one who is humble. It cannot be well with you. Stop pretending. Go and find those mothers and those children and ask for forgiveness. If the woman is not a woman you can marry, let the woman go, but stay responsible, because you never know who that child will become tomorrow. in your life. I've answered you all the questions. God bless you.